I'm only joking, by the way. It's remote control. Look, it's remote control. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out this video. My name's Sean and I have built my own cabin. I've made a few mistakes along the way, but overall I am 1,000,000% just delighted with the outcome. I've yet to spend a night in here, an overnight, but so far I've had loads of sort of cozy evenings with my wife. I've had my kids in here, we've watched a few movies and stuff. It was completed about a week ago, and it took about 2 to 2.5 weeks to complete. Basically, I was watching a load of videos on YouTube. A lot of people who, maybe over the past few months, I'd been watching videos of people who had built their own log cabins, especially people in like Canada and in the outback, people who had built them from proper logs. And that was always a dream of mine, to sort of spend a bit of time and to live in a cabin like that. And I thought, what would be the next best thing, living in Ireland? And then I came across Mike's videos, TA Outdoors, and him and his dad had actually built a wood pallet cabin, very similar to this one. So what I did was I sourced a lot of free pallets online. I put a Facebook status up, and I had a few friends sort of contact me, a few people that I know who were offering me pallets for free. And the person I went with was a good friend of mine who actually works not too far from my house. So I contacted my dad. I got my dad to bring his trailer into the back of his car, because his car's a lot bigger than mine, and we went and we picked up maybe 10 or 12 pallets. Then I got started. It was a grueling process, just trying to break down the pallets. It took maybe 2 or 3 days, and then I seen online, I obsessed over this for the whole period of time in which I was building it, and just obsessed, watching videos, reading articles online, people who had built sheds and cabins and things like that before. So I basically was watching videos on YouTube of people breaking down pallets, and this guy actually had a pallet breaker, which is like a big sort of like fort thing with a handle on it, really heavy duty. So I sourced one of those from Screwfix. I got one ordered online, picked it up at my nearest Screwfix. Cost about maybe £26-27, which is probably about $35-40. And it was a godsend. It helped me break down the pallets even quicker. I went from maybe spending 90 minutes breaking down a pallet to maybe 7 or 8 minutes breaking down a pallet. And I pretty much just put this together based on the TA Outdoor videos. There was maybe 15 to 20 videos that they have, like a collection that you can watch on YouTube right now, of a guy called Mike and his dad, who I think is called Graham. And basically those two just sort of talk you through exactly what to do and how to build your own structure and how to build your own pallet wood cabin, very similar to this one. So I just sort of took my time. I did it all on my own. My dad helped me slightly with the roof and to put the felt on the roof as well, and it has exceeded all my expectations. I'm honestly the type of person who, I would buy something from IKEA, I would have a full instruction manual, and I would still manage to install it wrong. I would still manage to erect whatever I was making completely wrong. I would damage it, I would break it, I would throw it in the bin, I would lose parts. I'm that much of a calamity. But with this, it is just, it's amazing. So I'll show you around the cabin now, and I'll show you what I've done and how I've did it. But I'm completely blown away by the outcome. It's absolutely everything I've ever wanted. And let's have a look around. So showing you the door first, what I've done here with the door, I originally what I had was like a proper latch on this, which I'd bought online, which was maybe £3 or £4. But what I did was I just went with the old-fashioned, old-school sort of twist on a screw. So what I have is just a few pieces of wood, a few blocks of wood, just one screw, These are obviously put together with maybe 3 or 4 screws in each corner. And here we have just a little sort of rotation here, which is pretty cool. I also have another one up here because there's a bit of a gap at the top of the door, as you can see. So what I have is I just pull that across, and it means the door is pretty solid. And there we go. Well, what I have here, we have a little thermometer. As you can see, it's what, almost 20 degrees centigrade, almost 70 Fahrenheit. So that's nice. Got that online. This was I think it was an axe that I received in the post, which I had bought on Amazon, and it came with a lot of this sort of thick kind of I'm not sure what it's called. It's not polystyrene, but it's like sort of like a squishy plastic. So I've put that in a few places just around the top, as you can see, where there are just sort of small spaces and small gaps, just to try and keep the heat in. There are a few things that I still need to do. Obviously there are a few holes here, and that's what it looks like from the side. As we move along, we've got a few sort of pots and pans just sort of hooked up there, just on little hooks that you can just buy online for maybe £2 or £3. So there we go, it's got a few of those set up. And this is a thing that I've had just from camping, from hiking and stuff. This is just the old run-of-the-mill portable gas cooker. Just runs on little canisters, which are available to buy for probably £2 or £3 for 4, I think, which is very good value. Let me just lift this. It's just a bit of hand sanitizer. So one thing I did as well, you might have noticed at the start of the video, that when I turned this on, I had to open the door because I read somewhere online that the fumes that it gives off are just really sort of really bad for your health. So basically I didn't want it to, I just wanted to let a bit of air in and just sort of let the air circulate around the cabin, just so that it saved my health, which is first and foremost. So I've got a blanket here as well, a little blanket that I put through. It's a little fleecy blanket that runs from the bottom almost to the top, and it's just held in with little nails. If we can see here, we've got little nails, so that's holding together nicely. As we look on up, this is a cider bottle cap, and this is the first cider. This is the first alcoholic beverage that I enjoyed in the cabin about 2 or 3 days once I'd completed the build, and that's just a little sort of memento up there, just to just a little keepsake from my first beverage in the cabin. So here we have a little thing, just a little thing I bought online. It's maybe like 10 things in one. It's like a whistle and other things, and then below that we just have a little sort of jam jar, little light that was hanging on a gazebo outside, and I just brought it in just for a bit of extra light. And we have a torch here at the door as well, just for whenever I need to go outside and it's dark. So up next is the table setting, and this is what I have. Also, as you can see, this table was made on the TA Outdoors channel, and basically I just wanted to put this together because it's very simplistic. It's a really cool piece. I made this for my son as well, which is also pretty cool. So we've got a few candles, a few pine cones, we've got some playing cards there as well, which I like to play with my wife and kids. So we've got a little battery radio here too. I wanted to put a radio in here just for a bit of ambience in the background, but also because I didn't want any sort of modern technology in here. I didn't want any sort of social media or anything like that. I wanted like an escape, just to come out here and just sort of relax and not sort of think about everyday worries and things like that. So if you look up here as well, I also have like a little curtain rail. I have still to get a curtain up on here. I've got one of my knives just from camping, and I've got a little spoon fork here. I think they're called a spork. I have the little bottle opener and a few sort of other things on it as well. So if we move on here, we've got a little chair. We have just some, as I showed you earlier, some battery powered candles which look pretty nice. We hit the off button and they go off, the on button they go on, which is pretty cool. Just gives that sort of vibe as if they're freshly lit candles, or they're maybe have been lit several times, but there they are, just sort of little battery powered ones. Pretty nice. I've got a little shelf here which I made as well with just 2 brackets. We've got my axe here just hanging up on 2 nails. We've got one of the best features here, which is a a stag's head, which is just, I think, from Amazon Prime, which my wife got me as a little present, as a sort of mini moving in present. So I think that's one of the best features that I have here, which is pretty nice. And just a little light box as well that says the Haggerty Cabin, which is also nice, which is another present from my wife as well. So we've got a few sort of brackets here that are holding the structures and the frames together. I've got sort of just a nice few sort of cushions around that are very sort of fluffy and just almost like deer skin like, even though they're obviously not, as I wouldn't buy anything that is made directly from animals. So this, as you can see, is just a trunk which is about 5 foot in length. I've got a little sort of blow up air mattress here, just a little soft one. I've got like a single duvet cover under there as well, and inside I've got loads of camping gear and loads of spare pillows and duvets, which I'm going to be using any day now when I have my first overnight. So that's pretty cool. With this table as well, which what I forgot to mention, I've made this table myself, which seats the little fire burner, the electric fire burner, and the stove. But this table actually turns on its side and was made specifically to go here at the bottom, because this is only 5 foot. I'm maybe 5'11". It's just the extra foot room at the bottom, so I can put that here, and what I can do is just lift that, put it over the top, and then it's like a full bed, so my feet don't stick out the end. And there we have another little blanket as well, with another nice cushion and a little bin in the corner. So there we go. That is my log cabin, as I call it, my pallet wood cabin. The roof's a bit dodgy, it's very sort of makeshift, but it holds out the rain and the weather perfectly, so I haven't had a single drip in here yet. Touch wood. So there we go, I've got a few little nails up there as well. And they are for out here, so I can just lift these off at night. Little solar panels, lift them off, and I can hook them up on the inside of the cabin, which makes it look pretty cool. So there we go. So taking you around the outside, obviously there are quite a few holes. As I look down there, there are quite a few holes that are going to need filled in eventually. But as you can see, not the best sort of looking cabin you'll ever see, but it's very makeshift, and it's exactly what I wanted. So it is absolutely perfect for me. I also have just a little chair, so I can have a little coffee outside in the mornings if I want to. And I've got just a little place here just for all this wood that will hopefully be burnt once I get a wood burner. And there's a little thing as well for excess wood, and there is the rest of my wood which I need to do something with. So that's it. That's my pallet wood cabin. It took about 2 to 2.5 weeks to build, and when I say that, I'm talking maybe 12 to 13-hour days. I pretty much just put everything else in the back burner and just focused entirely on this in order to get it ready for the end of the summer. And to be honest, I exceeded all expectations, because I thought it was going to take maybe a month to 6 weeks, and I didn't think I'd maybe get it finished until mid-September, but I'm absolutely delighted that I got it up in about 2 weeks, and now I can just relax in it at night. I'm going to spend an overnight here, as I said, in the next maybe few days, so I will film that and put it online. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep filling in holes, trying to replace little bits, trying to fix a few errors and a few mistakes I made along the way. But apart from that, this is absolute paradise to me, and I'm so buzzing to just spend a lot of time in here over the next few months. This is just a place where I can just go and completely zone out, just relax, maybe bring my kids in here, watch a little film. What I've got as well is I have this tablet holder, which is pretty cool, so I can put that onto one of the beams on the ceiling, which I've done a few times now, and I just maybe download a film on Netflix and I can just bring it out, and myself and my son could maybe just lie up here and we could just watch a film. So far we've watched Edward Scissorhands. I have the Goonies to watch as well. So there we have it. Cheers for checking out this video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, that'd be pretty cool. If you have any questions about the pallet wood cabin, or If there's anything you think I could help you with, then do comment in the comment section. And if you have any suggestions as well for things I can do in the future, or ways that I can make this better or insulate it maybe a bit more so that I can maybe get more use out of it, then that'll be pretty cool as well. But cheers for watching, and I'll be back on soon with another video. Cheers.